we're hitting the home stretch here where we want to be playing our best football. You know, the teams that typically succeed in the playoffs and are the ones that have that momentum and they're ascending into the playoffs. We want to be ascending.
Drew Brees, after last night's victory by the Saints 34-7 over the Indianapolis Colts, he set records. More importantly, the Saints in position to still have a shot at the number 1 seed in the NFC. And Drew Brees, look, when we consider all-time passing yardage, all-time passing touchdowns for now, all-time completions, all-time completion percentage, record after record after record, he's never been an MVP. He's been a Super Bowl MVP. He's been an Offensive Player of the Year. He's got umpteen 5,000-yard seasons. This is our first topic for today's Fill in the Blank. Drew Brees belongs in the top blank of all-time quarterbacks.
Well, I know you think top 5, so we know that. I don't feel as strongly as top 5 about Drew Brees. And again, his greatness and, you know, I hate these conversations.
Who's your top 5? Who's the 5 that you put ahead of him? Do it.
My top 5 right now would be Rodgers, Elway, Brady, Manning, Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Joe Montana. I'd put them all in front of Drew Brees right off the bat. Just right off the bat. So not even getting into Terry Bradshaw, Roger Staubach, some of those guys too that I think are arguable. So to me, it's top 10, yes, but like I'm at the more of the end of the top 10. Okay? I mean, you said it. There's no MVPs. It's a Super Bowl 11 years ago. There was playoff droughts. Okay, there was also that. And you can't be a top 5 quarterback when you have a stigma for you can't go outside and play out in the elements. To me, you can't. You can't be a top 5 quarterback and we go, okay, here's 3/4 of the stadiums in football. You wouldn't be that great there, but inside the dome, you're amazing. To me, that just takes you out of the top 5, just that alone. And yeah, so that's where I am with Drew Brees. And I hate saying this because I still think he's awesome. And, of course, being the top 10 in anything in the world would be amazing. But when you get into quarterbacks with Brady or Brees, nobody wants to hear anything except 1 or 2.
Send your mail to Christopher D. Simms.
That's right.
NBC
Send it
Sports
here.
Group,
I've had it
Stamford,
before.
Connecticut.
Send that crap here. That's right. That's what we'll do. We'll have a conversation about it. I have great respect. It's just, yes, that's where I kind of see it. I'm sorry.
I look at it this way. Quarterbacks pass the ball, and Drew Brees, one of the greatest passers of all time from accuracy, production, everything standpoint. And I know that Sean Payton had a lot to do with it. I think one of the reasons Drew Brees became Drew Brees is because he made the jump from the Chargers to the Saints.
Right.
And remember, Nick Saban said a year or two ago that if the Dolphins had signed Brees, remember they were going to sign Brees, but they traded for Dante Culpepper instead. Right. Sorry, Dolphins fans. You can send your mail to me for bringing that up. Saban said he'd still be coaching the Dolphins if they had signed Drew Brees.
Well,
I don't know about that.
Yeah, but he'd have been there longer. I know that.
Yeah. I mean, because that's the thing. If you're going to be successful in the NFL, you have to have a great quarterback. And Brees is highly talented, highly competitive, highly motivated, highly disciplined. And he has just kind of quietly put together one of the most memorable careers we've ever seen. And definitely. I got him in the top 5. I think he's number 5.
Okay.
The top 4, who knows?
Yeah, but just because
I'm
you
going to hold a spot for Drew Brees at number 5.
Because you did that tells me you're not sure he's top 5. I think you're just being recency biased there, but that's okay.
I've been recency biased for the last 3 years. Next topic, the blank will end up with the number 1 seed in the NFC.
I'm going with the San Francisco 49ers. I just still think they're the most complete team in the NFC, and I know that's dangerous with the New Orleans Saints because they're right there nipping at their heels, but I do think the 49ers will beat the Rams this weekend, and I think they will go to Seattle and win that football game there. I look at Seattle and Green Bay and just think there's flaws with their football team, and I understand their records are the same, but their schedules have not been as hard as I think the 49ers are, especially the 49ers. I think the 49ers are a really quality team.
You're tipping your picks in advance of not 1 but 2 episodes of the Chris Simms Unbuttoned PFTPM Joint Mega Picks podcast. You're taking the 49ers each of the next 2 weeks. I think it's going to be the Saints.
Okay.
I really do.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be the Saints because I think the Seahawks are going to beat the 49ers week 17. 49ers are going to be relegated to the wild card. I'm kind of hoping for that. I'm hoping for a Cowboys-49ers wild card weekend game. Wouldn't that be great?
It would be.
I think when the dust settles, it's going to be Saints at number 1.
Yeah, well, I mean, Seahawks at Cowboys, Niners at Cowboys, Saints at Cowboys. Oh, that Saints at Cowboys can't happen. But Seahawks at Cowboys or 49ers at Cowboys will be unbelievable wild card weekend football. You're right about that.
All right, next subject. The AFC team the Ravens don't want to play in the postseason is the blank.
My homie. Why would you want to mess with him? I mean, that's the team I look at.
Alternate version, I like it.
Yeah, I think you're right there with me on this one, though. I mean, gosh, they're 2-0 the last 2 years. The Ravens are a team that want to get in your face and play bump and run man to man. Yeah, that's good against most teams in football, but not against the Kansas City Chiefs, who got 3 receivers who all got rockets up their butts. And then you got a quarterback that's got 2 rockets on his right arm. And that's where it's scary that way. And the Kansas City's defense playing better as well. I think it's the Chiefs, Mike.
I agree with you. I mean, the Titans, I felt like, were the team that no one would want to mess with until they lost at home to the Texans. I think it is the Chiefs. I mean, think about the other options in the AFC.
Right.
The Ravens destroyed the Texans a few weeks ago. The Ravens beat the Patriots by 17. The Chiefs are the one team you need to worry about. And I hope that the two teams get together, and I hope it snows like crazy so Patrick Mahomes can keep playing in the snow. I mean, has there ever been a player who has taken to playing in the snow more than Patrick Mahomes? I want to see him play in the snow every week, especially in the playoffs.
Well, when you play 2 games the way he has in the snow, yeah, he's going to wish for that. I don't want to see snow in that matchup, though, because I want to see Lamar Jackson at full speed. I don't want to see any of the elements affect either one of the team. And I think if it did get snowy like that, I honestly think that it would be advantage Kansas City Chiefs a little bit. And I don't want to see any advantage. I just want to see the field be normal and let them duel it out that way.
Last one, and this one is interesting to me. Blank is not in the NFL right now, but he will be a head coach next year.
Well, I mean, to me, there's 3 names that jump out here. I mean, of course, Urban Meyer, all right? I mean, that's the one I think we all are thinking of here. I will say Matt Rule of Baylor, Lincoln Riley are in that conversation, too, from Oklahoma. I'm going to go with Urban Meyer. I think Urban Meyer is flirting for a reason. I do. And I think he will be the Cowboys' next head coach. There's a good chance if Jason Garrett and the Dallas Cowboys don't at least go to the NFC Championship game. But if it's not there, I think that somebody else will snag Urban Meyer as well. That's why he's kind of been talking about it, being seen at the Redskins game last week. I'm going Urban. You think that's right? Where's your head at there?
I feel like something is cooking there. Someone suggested to me on Sunday that Urban Meyer may be Bruce Allen's Hail Mary play to save his own job as the president of the organization, that if he delivers Urban Meyer, maybe Dan Snyder keeps Bruce Allen around. And I love the excuse that was given yesterday. Terry McLaurin, the rookie receiver from Ohio State,
that was
invited
good.
Urban Meyer to the game.
Right.
Like a rookie wideout is handing out tickets to the owner's box. Hey, Urban, come to the game.
Me.
Oh, where am I sitting? I hooked you up with the owner's box. You're good to go.
Dan,
I know the owner real well.
Dan
He's my
gave
buddy.
me some owner's suite tickets. No problem, guys. No problem. Yeah, I'm with you. That was a little fishy.
And I think that it's a smart play by Urban Meyer because we spent a lot of time talking about it. People have noticed, and whether it's the Cowboys, whether it's Washington, whether it's something else, I think Urban Meyer, despite the health issues that drove him out of Florida, the health issue that drove him out of Ohio State, he's ready to load it up again until there's a health issue that drives him out of the NFL, which I don't like to speculate on people's health issues, but I think it's fair to say I don't really think that health issues drove him out of Gainesville or Columbus. That's just my own personal belief. And he wouldn't be sniffing around about coaching in the NFL, where the pressure is not going to be any less than it was in college if there are stress-related conditions that caused him to coach no longer in Gainesville or in Columbus, Ohio. So, I'm with you. I don't know how good he's going to be, but I think he's going to give it a shot.
Yeah, it does feel that way. And, I mean, health-related issues, a.k.a. stress. I mean, that's all I always looked at it. Like, I understand there might have been a few more complications than that, but it's a tough job. We do know that. But, yeah, it just seems like something's in the works there for Urban Meyer, and he's putting himself out of there. And now that, the USC head coaching job seems to be all good there, there was no change made. I just feel like Urban kind of shifted his focus towards the NFL, and somebody's going to make a bid for him.
You didn't mention Mike McCarthy, the former Packers coach.
Right.
Do you think he will be with an NFL team as a head coach in 2020?
Again, this is like no inside info yet. I haven't made calls or anything like that to go, ooh, who's on your radar? What's going on here? But I don't know, Mike. I just get the feeling here and going into week 16 of the NFL season that McCarthy is going to be on the outside looking in one more time. And to me, the biggest context clue of all is the fact that he did all this media stuff the last few weeks. To me, that tells me there's not a lot of interest been drummed up, and he's getting a little concerned, and that's why he's made himself available to kind of get his name back out there again and into the circle. So I'm going to say no right now.
I agree with you. The back channels start to operate in November and December. Owners start to figure out who they want, or at least who they're going to consider. And if you're not drawing the interest that you expected, as the owners start to figure out the universe of candidates, it's time to try to develop a groundswell from fans, from media, just to get this on the radar screen of owners as they're finalizing the dance card. And the guy was gone for 11 months.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's this exclusive and that exclusive and that exclusive. If you do more than one, they're not exclusive. And I think it's just and I don't blame the guy for trying to get a job. I don't blame him. I'm not saying he's in the wrong, but there's only so many of these to go around. And it does feel like as of right now that the interest isn't going to be where it was. Because if it was already there, if he knew that he had something locked up for next year, there's no reason to tell the world what your plans are going to be. And here's what I'm going to do. You don't want people to know that. Just go do it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.